In this lecture, we're going to design the inbox screen of our app. Let's have a look at it right here, just before I delete it, and we're gonna start from scratch. So let's get rid of it, and we're going to create a new artboard, which we're going to align next to the others. And now let's rename this artboard into inbox. And let's move back to our browse screen, where we're going to get the header, which we're going to reuse in the inbox screen as well. And while doing that, I'm going to show you one feature that we haven't seen yet, which is symbols. A symbol is an object which you can reuse multiple times across your document. And the cool thing about it is that whenever you make a change to one symbol, that change will be replicated to all the symbols used in your document. So we can have a look at how this works and select the header folder which we have in our browse screen, right click and make symbol or Command K. As you can see now, there's a green border around the header and the layer folder has become a symbol. And also if we open the symbol panel by clicking on the icon down here, we can see the symbol that has been just created up here on the top. And now what we can do is to drag the header symbol from the symbols panel here into our inbox screen, and it will be duplicated here. And the cool thing about it is that if I want, for example, to change the position of the browse title, the page title, I can just change it and the changes will be replicated in all the instances of this symbol. As you can see, the position change also here in the browse screen. Same thing for the icons, for example. If I'm going to change it and move it, it's going to be moved there as well. In our case though, what we want to do is just to change the title of the screen. So change it from browse to inbox. But as you can see, looking at the browse screen, also the title here gets changed because it's a symbol. So this doesn't work for us, and we just need to select again the symbol here, right click and ungroup symbol. By doing that, all the layers that are forming this symbol will be basically released, as you can see if we select the layers panel, and they're just editable individually. So I can just select the browse title and change it to inbox, center it, and our change is done. So right now probably we need to select all these layers again and group them again, and just rename it to header again. As symbol overrides are not yet supported by Adobe, probably it would have been easier to just copy and paste the header into the inbox screen, but I just wanted to show you the symbols feature as I didn't do it earlier in the course. So now we can move on and select our artboard and change the fill, the background fill. We're just gonna grab the same color that we have in other screens. So now we're gonna select the rectangle tool and we're going to create the background for our messages. Just gonna create a big rectangle like this. Drag it all the way to the top and then go down by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pixels, maybe a little less, like this. And we're going to change the border using the same color of this line up here. And we're also going to lock the screen by using Command L. In this little section on top, we're gonna have our search bar, which we're going to create using another rectangle. We're going to change the border radius first of all to about 10 pixels and probably make it a bit longer. And let's zoom in a little bit. We change the border using the same gray here. And we're going to create some text, which we're going to position in the search box. We're going to change the font to Lato again. Put down the size to about 12 pixels. Change the color with the gray we already saved, and put down the opacity to about 50%. And obviously we're gonna move it in the center of the search box. And let's also add a little icon, which is gonna make things a bit clearer. As always, we're gonna take it from Font Awesome, and we have one right here, which is the search icon. We're gonna copy it, then use our text tool again, paste it, and change the font to Font Awesome. And still selecting it, we're going to Object, Convert to Path. I'm gonna move it in the search bar and make it a bit smaller, about this size. We change the fill to dark gray again, remove the border and opacity down to 50. We select both of these layers and group them so that we can center them in an easier way. So now, using the ellipse tool, we're going to draw a circle about 60 pixels, which is going to represent the user photo. We're going to remove the border and just change the color to a random color here. We're going to align it to the top and to the left and move it down by 20 pixels and move it to the right by 20 pixels. Then, using our text tool, I'm going to type the username and change again to Lato, to our dark gray, and put it down to 16 pixels and probably make it also bold. Then we duplicate this and we make it a bit smaller, down to about 14%, change the weight to regular and change the opacity to 70%. And we just change the text. We move it down a little bit and center it, and also move it 20 pixels from the image. Now we're going to duplicate this text again and we're going to use it for the time. Some random time like this. I'm going to move it by 20 pixels as well, and we're going to align it all the way to the right and make it a little smaller as well. And we'll decrease the opacity also to 50%. And we're going to create a separator line, which is gonna start from here on the left to here on the right. I'm going to change the color using this little gray here. And we're going to move it exactly 20 pixels from the top. Okay, so now we're gonna select all these layers here. Command G, we're gonna group them together. And we're going to rename the layer group to message. And actually we forgot to group these layers as well, so let's just do it now. And rename the layers to search bar. Now with the message layer group selected, we're going to select the repeat grid. Let's zoom out a little bit and we're going to drag the handle all the way down so that we create a bunch of messages. And let's just make sure that distance between each item of the repeat grid is consistent with the 20 pixels that we've been using so far. So we select it, and when you see the little pink hover, we're just gonna drag it down and make sure that it's 20 pixels, which it already was, it seems like. And now we can start populating our repeat grid with some real content. And we can start by the photos, and to do that we can just open a folder where we saved all of our images of guys that are previously saved. So we select them and we simply drag them into the first circle up here, and Adobe XD will automatically populate all of the remaining circles included in our repeat grid with the photos of the guys I had saved. With the repeat grid, we can do pretty much the same thing when it comes to text. As you can see here, I saved some usernames in a simple text file, and all I need to do is to click on top here next to the file title, file name, and drag this little icon into my XD screen on top of the username. And the username, as you can see, they are all getting replaced with the content that I had in my text file. So I can do the same with another text file where I have like some random messages here, and dragging this little icon here on top of the first message. There you go, everything gets replaced automatically. Let's do the same with the dates. As you can tell, this is a great time saver, and it's really easy to populate a repeat grid with some real content. Another aspect of repeat grids I really like is how easy you can make changes to the layouts that you just created. Let's say, for example, that this piece of text here is too close to the username on top, and actually it is. We can just move it down a couple of pixels, and as you can see, all the other elements are going to be dragged down as well. Same thing for the date, for example. I think we should move it up a little bit, and let's just nudge it up by 4 pixels, and all the dates in the repeat grid are going to be moved up. Alright, so now we just need to add some more details to the screen. For example, we can add a little online tag which shows which users are currently online. So let's zoom in a little bit, and let's use our rectangle tool to create a little rectangle here. Okay, we're gonna remove the border, and actually we're gonna change the color using the green that we already have here saved in our colors at the top of our document. So we're gonna use the color picker and select the green here. Okay, so back to our screen. We're going to round up the edges of this rectangle, just like this. And now we're gonna create some text. Oops. I'm gonna make it white and much smaller and bolder as well, actually black. And we move it on top, centering it in our online rectangle, and here it is. Okay, so let's get these two layers here and group them together. And rename this to online tag, and we can actually replicate this and bring it down to another user, something like this. Alright, so now we can add a little unread message counter next to one of our users, which we actually already have here, so it's just a matter of copying and pasting it and moving down next to our second user, and we can actually change the number as well to a random 8. Okay, then next we can add a little favorite icon, which we can get here as well, as we already have it. We're going to copy it and paste it back to our inbox. We're gonna make it smaller to about this size, move it on top here, and probably we can change the color to a yellow that we already have. Using the color picker, we're just gonna get it from here, and you can see it changed. Actually, it's a little bit too small. Maybe let's increase the size just a little bit, about this size. and that's okay. Okay, so the last thing to do is just tidy up our layers panel a little bit. I'm going to minimize everything, move the header on top, move the search bar just under it, the repeat grid with all the messages here, and actually all of these elements here, they need to go on top. Let's group them in one unique layers group called chat elements, and we're gonna move it on top so that everything is visible. And that's it, our inbox screen is done. I'll see you in the next lecture.